Welcome everyone, and in today's tutorial we're going to walk through using the 3D wireframe in DFX Med or Xtasy Med, whichever version you have. They share similar qualities, and we'll start by obviously going up to Edit, General Information, because we need to select an environment. My naming conventions are ic418coop-T0002-1. IC being International Conflict. 418 is the version of International Conflict. It's a co-op map. -T is just an indicator for training, the number of the training and the version that we've got. So in case it's training map number 2, version 1. Who your map designer is, give it a flat mission terrain just to simplify things for this process. Mission tiles, I've selected turn tile 10, 10th mountain. Map types are cooperative, and the environment file I selected full. None of those needed to be selected in this last half because it's just a 3D view setting that we're doing. So we'll click OK. And now what we're going to do is select and insert a couple of items into the map. Now, before I go any further, I'm just going to undo the insert. You'll notice that I've got my grid map view. By default, when you first start, yours will be a lot higher. And what I'm doing now is I'm pressing the minus key to zoom out map grids, and as you can see there's quite a fair bit of location there, but in wanting to do what we're doing, our map grid only needs to be at the 1 meter mark. Zoom back down again, hit the plus key, you get to our map grid. I'll then select the edit, insert mode. First thing I'm going to insert is a spawn marker. Well, actually, we'll do the cargo. Yep, cargo's good. One of those. Put another one in. 2. Puts maybe some barrels. Let's see if they've got any barrels in there. Blocks. Yeah, that'll do. So there's a pile of cinder blocks, 2 cargo containers. And obviously we need to put in a player start marker. Markers, and we'll put in a start player marker. So all of these are now in. Go up and unselect edit. And when we go to a 3D wireframe view, first thing we see is, and hopefully this is what you're seeing, as you can see that we've got our person, 2 cargo containers and a block of cinder blocks. If you don't see it like that, use the minus key to zoom out until you do see something similar, or the plus key to zoom in. If you select back to the normal view, which is top down, and just highlight one of those items, you'll be presented with a slightly different view. Go back from the wireframe to our normal view, and the first step we want to do is say, okay, we need to get the heights done. So let's select all of our objects, and we want to snap them to terrain. That way when we look at them in the wireframe, the zoom key, they're all snapped to a very flat terrain. If I use the numeric number 4 key, rotate around, see that it is completely flat on the terrain. Okay, if you then wanted to center, use the number 5 key on your keypad, and that will center so that when you zoom in again, in case we're zooming in on the selected item, cinder block. So that was the last item ticked. That's why it shows up in now. So if we now go back to our cargo container, and we're going to deselect all of those. With this one we're going to move it up to there. Second one we're going to move as well. We're just going to position it right on that corner. Now what we're needing to do is bring this second cargo container up and on top of this first one. So if we select the first cargo container and then select the second, go to our wireframe, we can use the Control, Shift and Up keys to get major change in how it moves around. So now using the Shift key and do is go back out of the wireframe, and that's pretty much spot on for getting it. We're going back into the wireframe, rotating it around. We're seeing it from all different angles. Well, how close we've got this lined up. Okay, our next step is we want to select our next item, which is the cinder block, and we need to move that up height. Just using the Control Up key to do that. Then we use the Control Arrow key, the left arrow key. So Control and left arrow by itself move the cinder block over top of the containers, and then Control Shift down arrow will bring it down to the top of the container. If I want to just move it up a little bit more, remembering that we can always press the number 5 key to center everything so that we can see it a lot easier. That's spot on. I don't need to change that. But if I did, I could use just the Shift and the up arrow key, or the Shift and the down arrow key. Move it up and down. So we can zoom back out using the minus key. Go back to our wireframe. See that that's where our cinder block has been located. Going to unselect all, and now have a look at what it looks like in game. So bear with me one moment. Save this file. Have a look first before we do it. Look at our general information again. What we're saving, the file name. Okay. Go File, Save As. File name that we're just going to have. First version T2. Save that. And now have a look at what it looks like in the game. Okay, so we've done our game, we're now loading it up, we've done the edits that we needed to effect. Should be able to find template of the file, IC, click OK, load up the mission brief. And now when we look at the game itself and we have a look at our positioning, we can see that our two cargo containers are on top of each other and that the cinder block lines up on top of the top cargo container. So it's fairly straightforward and fairly simple. This is not obviously an in-depth way of using the 3D mode. I'll provide a tutorial, greater details on aligning tunnel maps and some pieces a little bit later. But this should at least give you a kickstart in being able to line up using the 3D wireframe JO. Now, one of the things that we mentioned throughout this tutorial was the keypads, so the shift key, the control key and arrow keys. So this diagram is just basically showing you what I was referring to. The numeric keypad, 4 key, 5 key, 6 key, 8 key and 2 key. Now what they do respectively is will give you a rotate left, right, up, down, etc. What the arrow keys do is it generally moves an item in that direction. So the numeric keypad, you're moving around the object. The arrow keys are moving the actual object. So, and with the shift key, will, depending on the combination that you use, will change things. So if you do a control shift, it can move up and down using the arrow key. Now, hopefully, this has provided enough information for you to start working with the 3D wireframe. Now, additional information, all of these files are available at the k9wolfpack.com.au website, which you're free to download and use to your heart's content. The only thing I ask is if you're modifying them or changing them, please let us know, just so that we have an idea, and also feedback if you found this tutorial helpful.